Happy New Year, everybody. It's hard to believe. 5 years ago this week, I started Coastal Waves and Wires. Had an idea. I wanted to document what I was doing in radio. And at that point, it really wasn't just ham radio as much as it's become a ham radio channel, but radio in general. I've been a radio hobbyist pretty much all my life since I was third grade, I think, is when I really got into DXing, shortwave listening, medium wave listening, and that type of thing. So I grew up with radio and just love it. So here we are 5 years later, the first week of 2026. This kind of started, a lot of people like to make New Year's resolutions, and that's cool. I kind of like to put plans together, and I had a plan 5 years ago to start a channel. I really didn't get any good videos. I did some videos, put them up, brought them down, hated them. It took me months to really get to what I wanted to do with the channel. My first video that really I left up and kind of kicked off the channel, I was working in Kauai, Hawaii. I went over there. I took everything, man. Did some AMDX. I think the second video is me AMDXing. The first video, I'm QRP on the beach there. And as I traveled, I just was into it. So really been into, if you know the channel, and the reason I named it Coastal Waves and Wires, I've really been into my entire life almost, the effect of being by the ocean and what it does to radio signals. Because that's kind of what the channel was originally going to be about, and still is somewhat about that. But as I've expanded and grown as a ham radio operator, and as the channel's grown, done other things too. For a little over 2.5 years, I was going back and forth and working in Poland. As you see there, Sierra Papa K4OGO, should be a slash there, but not available on European license. I had a good run of operating and building antennas in a backyard away from water, although I was maybe 15 kilometers from the Baltic Sea. But doing that, and as I grew as a ham and grew as a radio operator operating in Poland, the channel grew as well. And I did a lot over there. I got a lot of subscribers that jumped on the journey at that point as well. Since then, I've worked in other places. I've done videos up on the Great Lakes, working in a shipyard up there for a little while. Here in Virginia, in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, I literally live, an hour away from the Outer Banks, where I'm crossing the bridge there. Operate there on the beach. Here in Virginia Beach, operate a lot. You've probably seen a lot of really cool DX contacts that I've done being on the beach here in Virginia and North Carolina. And then last year, and a good part of this year, I was working for about a year in Rhode Island, and what an amazing place that was to operate. And that state is the saltiest state in the United States. There's just so many cool places to operate from. So that's how we've gotten to where we're at now. And I just thank you guys. Thank you so much for getting me to where I'm at right now. I mean, the amount of subscribers I've got, over 37,000 subscribers, coming up on probably in a month or two, 40,000 subscribers. I just thank you. I can't believe it. I've tried to, I tried to have a philosophy and stick true to it. At times I fall off a little bit, but the one thing I really have always wanted my channel to be was something that each video, that'd be a piece of work that I'd be proud of and that would last and stand the test of time. While other guys were doing a lot of like POTA activations and continuing to post more POTA activations, that's cool. There's this place for that, but that wasn't what this channel's all about. And if you know me, if you even look at my my POTA page there on Parks on the Air, I think I've got 6 activations in the last 5 years. I love POTA. I think POTA is doing great things for the hobby, but it's not what I do. I'm a DXer. I like to DX and get out there and get the those rare contacts, or I like to see how far of a contact I can get using low power. I just love DXing, and that's really what I'm into. I want to add more to the channel as we go along. I know I've dipped a little bit into AM medium wave DXing and receiving. I've actually even, something I love to do is I've visited a few medium wave AM broadcast towers and kind of explained and looked into and learning about them, because the vertical medium wave tower is so close to a vertical. Basically, it's the same thing as the verticals we use in HF ham radio. So I might do a little bit more of that on the air. I might add some more of my DX type stuff with with medium wave and that type of thing, because I love it. And I really want to be able to one day look back on this. AM radio is a medium wave broadcast radio is dying in parts of the world. And it is really in Europe, especially, and even here in the States. I know as we came to the end of 2025, I'm in a lot of groups and I'm just watching so many stations shut down. And I kind of want to document where we're at and what it's like now and talk about what it was like growing up before it goes away as well. Hopefully it never will. But so I will have some AM DXing, medium wave broadcast stuff. We'll go to some towers. I've got some friends that are really into that. Maybe we'll bring them on and do an interview and talk about some friends I've had that worked in that industry, broadcast engineer types, because I learned from them as well. And like I said earlier, that's really what this channel was, to learn, for me to learn, but I really want others to learn as well. Ideas coming up. One thing I really want to do is expand myself over into the VHF, UHF world just a little bit more. I'm primarily an HF guy, but I've got a product sent to me that I want to try out, and it's a 50 watt VHF, UHF rig. I've got an antenna for outside right out here in my shack. So I want to play around with that and start getting on the repeaters more, something I don't do a whole lot. I've done it. I mean, we've all got Baofengs and that type of thing, but want to play around in that world a little bit more. I'm not going to be, I'll be honest with you, this will definitely still be primarily an HF channel, but I've thought about building maybe some egg beater antennas, eggnogs or something to take out with my Jeep, drive out on the beach, and maybe work satellites with it and do something like that in the Jeep. That's just some ideas I have for the upcoming year. If you got some stuff you'd like to see me do, please comment below. But before you comment, listen, I'm going to do things that I want to do. I get a lot of times, like, and I've even get some negativity from people that go, "Oh yeah, boomer, why don't you try FT8?" And I'm like, look, it's just, I don't want to. It's just not me. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't hate it, but you probably won't see that if you put that in the comments. I'm probably not going to do an FT8 thing. Another thing I get a lot of is people say, why don't you put up a reference antenna of a quarter wave vertical along with that antenna and then flip flop between them and we can see which one's best. If you've ever gone out on a beach and built an antenna and with people around you or whatever, you'll know that it is hard enough to put one antenna up and keep your eye on that antenna, keep people away from it and do what you want to do. I can't just go out and spread out with that. So that's another one. Don't put that in the comments because I probably won't do it. We'll just go along with the one antenna on the beach. That's all I can do, guys. I'm sorry. It's hard, but that's some things that I kind of get from, but if you're interested in something and you think it will, I mean, if you know me, HF, primarily voice. I do play around. I'm not that good at it yet with CW. Maybe there'll be some CW activations as we go on. With that said, there's some other really good CW YouTubers out there, and their content is their content, and I enjoy it. Some things you will see. I really want to get into kit building this year, and there's a video coming up on this. This was a kit. This is the T41 EP. This is an amazing transceiver. I've been working with it, playing with it. I've taken it apart. I didn't build it. This was built by the actual guys that developed it. There's a book. Matter of fact, it's right here. I'll show you. We'll talk about it. This is Albert Peter and Dr. Jack Purdom, their book on this thing. I have had this for a while, and people keep asking what that is over your shoulder. That's the T41 EP. I want to go into depth with that and spend a lot of time with it because I'm really learning. What I really realized after I got this and started using it, I tore it apart, went in it, looked at it, put it back together, is I'm learning the process of what goes on in software-defined radio. So I've got some basically digital signal processing and SDR. I really want to learn more about the insides, the guts of radios. And you'll see a little bit more of that this year on the channel. I've got a couple kits coming. I want to do some building, but I really will. Stuff like that, you'll see. It won't be all the time. If that's not your interest, I understand. That's fine. Another thing, as you noticed, that is my HQ180, my Hammerland. I may fire that thing up. I know it needs a recap. I might give that some love and add that, because I absolutely love old radios and the history of radio as well. So you may see that. You might look behind me and see some other stuff that I just got. That's called a Ham Builder. That's a single band 20-meter radio. I'll get out with that soon as well. Got a lot of stuff that I bought that. Those guys built this for me, but I got stuff that I want to do. One commitment, though, one thing I really realized is I try not to be that guy that just accepts everything and reviews it. Case being, I got this off of this was sent to me by Banggood. If you guys have seen it, this is a USDX Plus. This one, no, I can't. This thing's got more problems than I've ever seen the radio sent to me, so I'm not going to do it. And it kind of gets me in the point where I'm tired of that. You know what I mean? I will, if someone like Radioddity puts out good stuff, wants me to do something for them, I will. DX Engineering has reached out to me. Yes, quality stuff. If it fits me, if it fits the channel, I'll put that out as well. But I'm not going to become a home shopping network, ham shopping network channel reviewing products. I don't want to go down that route. And there's nothing wrong with that route. There's a lot of really, really good YouTubers that just review products. I am not that guy, and I'm trying not to be that guy. And I'll be honest with you, it's hard once you get bigger and bigger and everyone's trying to send you stuff. It's hard to say no. I'm not going to lie. It is, because you look at, man, that's pretty cool. But I'm going to kind of keep that as a minimum, as I've done in the past. I like to buy things. Every month, I make a little bit off the channel and monetized, and I take that and I'll buy it like I bought the ham, but $150 for that, and I'm going to get out and play around with that. I'll buy. I really like to support the small guys, the guys that are trying to start companies. If they ask me to do something, or if I see something, I will buy it. Things like the POTA Beam, I love that. Guys that are trying to operate a business and get in the ham radio community, and they're like not trying to rip people off. They're legit. They have a passion for it. I love featuring their products. I've done that in the past with other antenna builders as well. So hopefully I'll keep reinvesting the money I make from the channel into that. As that goes to, thank you so much, everyone who Patreons or is a channel member, or sometimes just in a video we'll super chat or whatever and put a few bucks in there. I appreciate it, because that money, I'm 100% goes back into the channel. You can see all the stuff I buy and use and have fun with to put on my channel. And that way too, I'm not biased with it because it was given to me. But there you go. 5 years, man. 5 years and I can look back on my channel and look at the nice steady growth, as I know that every subscriber that I have is a real subscriber, and that's really what I'm most proud of. And there's a few ham radio YouTubers out there that suddenly just shoot straight up, and they say they had a viral video. Look, I know I've had some viral videos. You don't go from 1,000 to 100,000 subscribers in ham radio in a year. It just doesn't happen. If that's you, if you've done that, I know of a couple guys, and I'm like, okay, good for you. I can sleep well at night knowing that my subscribers are real. I didn't buy them, and that's just want to say that, because I've seen that going on. And it's a shame, because there's about 3 or 4 channels out there that suddenly just went shot straight up, and I get. That's the other thing. I get messaged and I get emails all the time. It's like, we can triple your subscribers, whatever, sign up today or whatever. I want it to be real. You guys are real. If you're watching this is real. If you hit the subscribe of my channel, if you have subscribed to my channel, you and everyone on this that's a subscriber, that is a subscriber, is a real subscriber. So I thank you for that. I really do. I sleep well at night knowing that the money I earn is from real views, real people, and the channel itself is real. So with that said, thank you. Thank you for 5 wonderful years. Here's to many, 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 many more. And I hope that I've encouraged you in the hobby of HF radio, be it ham radio, be it 11-meter radio, be it shortwave listening, medium wave, whatever. This radio spectrum is an amazing thing. I love it. I love being a part of it. I love sharing my findings and what have you on YouTube. And as I go on, I want to take things to the next level, learn more and more and more, and share it here on the channel. So if you've been a part of that and you supported me from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. And as I always say at the end of every video, stay salty.